Action. Okay. What's up, everybody? Nick here, and I am so excited to be back with you. It's been a minute since we've been here. Bia's belly is much bigger than when you last saw. We took a little break, but we just had an incredible conversation diving into third trimester. We are here. We're about 2 weeks, 3 weeks away maybe from this baby coming. Questions to get clear on before you go into the birth process. What it means to have a baby moon. I didn't know what that is. Maybe you did, but we talk a lot about the baby moon. We talk about communicating with each other about what our needs are leading up to the birth, after the birth, all that process. And we just kind of catch you guys up on what's been going on the last few months. So really excited about this one. Let's dive into it. Hey, I'm Nick.
And I'm Bia.
We don't have all the answers, but we're definitely in it. And if you're ready to lead your family by being more of yourself, not less, then you're in the right place.
We are so grateful to be in this with you.
This is Dad Easy. Let's get into it. Oh gosh, we're back. We're doing it again.
It's been a minute.
Has it?
Yeah.
Do you know how long that minute has been?
Like a month? No, more.
A month.
More?
Okay. Do you know how much?
2 months?
Ladies and gentlemen, the last time that we recorded a podcast was March 14th.
3 months?
3 months.
Are you okay?
Are you okay?
I am.
Tell the people. Show them your belly. Pop that shit out.
3 months. It's crazy.
A 3 month difference, being 8.5 months pregnant versus 5.5 months pregnant is a very different experience. Visually, emotionally, there's a lot changing.
No, I was 6 months pregnant last time.
Okay, 5.5, 6.
Yeah.
And here you are.
Crazy.
Yep. So it's mid-June. If you could see in my camera, somewhere back there's a little happy birthday sign. I don't know if you guys can see it. We just had our birthdays, June 4th and June 7th. And I am very excited. We also have thousands of new roommates. These freaking flies. If you're watching this and you know how to get rid of like those little fruit flies in your house from the plants, please let us know. It's driving us crazy. Okay, I have no agenda at all.
Mm-hmm.
I want to explore everything that's been happening. It's been nonstop. The reason that we haven't been recording, which I'm kind of bummed about, but we receive as just the perfect happening, is that we've been traveling. We were in Brazil for some time.
We went to Puerto Rico. Then we went to Brazil for almost a month. Then we went to New York to spend some time with your family.
2 baby showers since we last saw you guys.
Yeah.
A lot has happened. And I think we've both learned a lot in a short amount of time. And I actually was really excited to kind of come into this empty, like not sure what to talk about because there's infinite to talk about. I want to know, it's been since like 5 month time when we last recorded till now. What do you think is, I don't know.
The biggest change.
The biggest change.
Physical wise, I exploded. My belly is so freaking big. It's crazy, like the transition from second to third trimester. I feel like when the third trimester started, my belly just like, whoa, like every day is a crazy, crazy size. And I'm still not, at the end, I still have a month, maybe. I think I have left, and this is a pattern of mine, so many things to the end of this pregnancy. So like setting up stuff. I feel like most of my friends had their baby room ready, you know, their nursery ready, their hostel bag ready. They just had like enough time to prepare. That's why when you get pregnant, you have 9 months to plan and prepare. And a pattern of us is leave everything for last minute.
It's how it was always gonna be.
Yeah.
It's how it's always meant to be.
So I feel like this hasn't changed, but now we are like on the last sprint. And it's time to organize things, which is making me very, a little stressed and very overwhelmed.
Am I destroying? Is it my fault?
No, it's my own fault.
But even the balance of like what needs to get done, who's in charge, I think that's something that is hitting now. Like we've done a really good job of so far, which is, okay, who does what, at what time, when, that type of stuff. Like we've communicated about it. And now we're coming into kind of the deep end of things. It's like, wow, we've got potentially next week, you could have a baby. We're 36 weeks today.
Yeah.
So 37 weeks is like no longer premature.
Yeah.
And she could have a baby at any minute. Unlikely, because the tendency is for first-time births to be a little later. But whoa, it's happening next week. Now, this is just kind of how we operate. We do things under pressure. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Under pressure. Do you know that song?
Yeah.
Nice. So we're an under pressure type of couple. And I kind of expected it, but it's kind of fun. And what I'm learning is
so fun.
I don't know. What I'm learning is all we actually need. Everybody says the same thing.
I know.
You need one boob. We got two.
People say that and it drives me fucking crazy. I understand that. And yes, you don't need a lot. And I know that, when you're especially first-time parents, they want to have like the car seat. They want to have this. They want to have this. They want to have this stroller. They want to have this crib. They want to have that. And you don't really need all of that. But there's also a lot of things that would be really nice to have ready so you are not rushing
car seat
and trying. Need. Yeah, but I'm saying like postpartum things for me as well. Like you don't need to worry about that because you're not birthing a baby through your vagina.
She said it.
There are a lot of like postpartum things that I also need to like have prepared to help me,
Like what?
Like cooling pads, like disposable underwears, like spray, like perennial splash.
You have
thing.
all this stuff.
I don't.
Well, then click the button and order it.
I did order last night. But there's an organization that needs to happen about that. There is like the diapers and the things to clean the baby. There is like burping cloths. There are so many things. And it's okay. It's all good. Everything's gonna work out. I feel like I'm just like in this last sprint and it's a lot. So what has changed? I feel like I was more chill before. Now I'm more.
Yeah, but this is in the last like day or two.
Yeah.
It's like what has changed is the hormones. That's for sure.
9 months.
Things become very dramatic, very intense. Like this, where it's like everything's good yesterday and now today, these bugs. Today, they're not. Because, oh my God, we have to have this and this prepared. The nesting thing is real. Bia went into like nesting mode. She cleaned out her whole closet, which is going to be the baby's closet now because the baby needs a closet with all these clothes that they're going to have.
No, it's just to put babe stuff there. I don't know. Everybody just, I don't know. Whatever.
It's a nesting thing, and I don't hate on it. I think it's like that. I never understood that term, but I do think it's fascinating as the partner. Like I'm not going through those hormonal changes. So the way that I operate, that I kind of see us operating is the same, which is like we weren't gonna ever do these things like weeks ahead of time. Number one, number two, a lot of the things we got are. Speaking of, I put a package for you to open. Where'd you put it?
Oh, I opened already.
Oh, I wanted to open it live.
Why didn't you tell me?
I don't know. I thought it'd be a fun surprise. That's why I left it on the chair.
I was wondering why it was here.
What was it?
It was a tummy pillow.
A tummy pillow. So we got a tummy pillow. We got a lot of things. We went to New York to do a baby shower. So we said that we did a baby shower in New York. We did a baby shower in Brazil. And it was awesome.
Yeah.
And when we got home, everybody had purchased the things and sent them to our house. So our poor neighbor got 27 packages, not exaggerating. And we're now opening all the packages. And those are things like rocking chairs. Those are things like dressing tables. Those are tons of diapers. Those are We got very lucky. We have great people who are supporting us and sending us really nice things. So
the stroller, the car seat.
Stroller, car seat, the whole nine. If you're one of those people who bought one of those things for us, thank you so much.
Yeah.
What a gift to have such supportive people in our lives. So we couldn't have done a lot of these things prior because we just didn't have this stuff. But now our house is like filled with stuff in every corner, which is overwhelming. That part is overwhelming.
Maybe it's just the universe preparing us for what's going to be when we have toddlers.
No. Let's talk about that for a second.
Let's see.
I'm that guy who's not going to be okay with just like crap everywhere. Listen, I understand
I'm sure there are so many guys listening to this and saying like,
yeah, okay, pal, you just wait. Yep. Well, here's the thing. I think there's a certain amount of accepting that things are going to change because, the toddlers we've seen in our lives, they just are bulls in a china shop. They walk around, they crash everything, they throw crap everywhere. It's like they pick up a box of the tarot cards, empty it out all over, and then just walk away. And then you put them away, and 2 seconds later, they do the same thing. So it's kind of just like, leave them, whatever. Totally. I think that for my sanity, there's a certain balance of how much we just leave and let crap go versus how much we pick things up and put them together. We're not there yet, but I would like to set a standard that we try our best to keep some cleanliness in our lives as we sit here with wires and cables and lights and everything for our playtime called podcasting. That's true. This is a bit of a mess right now. So the biggest change I think is what is happening right now, which is like Bia was having a really tough day, and then you came here
today. Yeah.
And you came here and you like accepted this is something I'm committing to, this is something I'm doing, and you're sitting in the space and figuring it out and making it happen.
Yeah.
And it's been a season, like the last 3 months, watching you figure out how to commit to something, like the balance of how much do I do and how much do I let go of and let me do or let somebody else do? How much actually needs to get done? No, missed him too. This is going to drive me crazy.
Just ignore.
How much actually needs to get done versus like this isn't important. But watching you just do what needs to get done, that is something that's been like really impressive the last few weeks. It literally went in my eye.
I really do feel like it's so crazy because I was crying today saying that I don't think I'm doing enough or I'm not really being productive, whatever. And you're like, baby, you're doing so great. And like, I hear what you're saying, but I don't feel like I am. I feel like I'm just failing. Like I should be doing this, which is a great pattern of mine, right? But I think that I'm literally creating a human, but part of me feels like I should be making more money right now. I should be, having this nursery ready. I should have like everything packed. And I think I had in my head like this image that nesting would be like a peaceful, calming time where I would just like lay around and be calm. And like that would be my nesting, washing the baby clothes and being like cute, whatever. And it's absolutely not that at all. It's freaking stressful. I feel like I'm running behind my tail, which is an expression we have in Portuguese. I don't know if it makes sense in English, but I'm just like trying to figure out things. And I'm like, there's so much to get done.
It's interesting that you do that. Can I give you guys an example of what this looks like? Bia opened up. We got a bunch of baby clothes, lots of beautiful gifts from people. She opened them all up. She took out her organizer that she bought, rolled all the clothes up and put them in all the organizers and put everything in the drawer, which took how long? At least an hour or two. And then
whatever.
And then I said, oh, so you washed all the clothes, obviously, because they were laying on the floor. And if you're going to put them in the drawers, then it would mean you washed them. No, she separated them into age, like first 0 to 3 months, 3 to 6 months, 6 to 9 months, and separated them into drawers and folded them and now has to take them all out to wash them.
Okay, let me explain. The reason that I did that is because I wanted to organize the closet and I wanted to have space to like move things around. So I was like, instead of just like putting all of them together, and they were already separated because my plan was to wash by like, newborn and then 3 months and then type of thing. Because whatever, we don't need to wash the 6-9 months right now. The baby's not going to be born at 6 months.
We just throw everything in a washing machine, then pull everything out.
Whatever.
So point being, that's kind of how this process goes, where it's like she kind of has to do things, I'm learning, in the way that feels good for her and the way that feels comfortable for her and the way that feels maybe not efficient, but necessary for you. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
So how does the partner support you in doing, not like I'm doing right now, clearly. How does a partner support when you've got to kind of do your thing? Because it's not like you want it done for you. Like you kind of want to do these things because you like the idea of like the hands-on, this is my baby clothes, my baby, I want to set things up.
Yeah, some things I would love to get done by for.
Totally. I set up the rocking chair last night.
No, I'm not saying you. I'm saying like I would love somebody.
We're hiring. So if you'd like to come, please let us know. But yeah, it'd be nice. But also there's something really beautiful while like you're not doing anything else. It's not like you're sitting around doing nothing, but you're choosing to make your time focused on things for the baby, which I'm noticing is getting me way more excited, which I also want to talk about, like the excitement buildup that's happened in the last few weeks. But I'm just getting more excited as we start to actually do things. I see the chair there. I see the bassinet there. I see things starting to come to life in the house. And I'm like, we've got 2 weeks, 3 weeks till this baby's here. Like, this is crazy. And the amount of times that in my life, like a week has gone by like that, literally in 2 or 3 weeks, there's going to be a baby sitting here doing the videos with us, which is just wild. Oh my God.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I still need more time. It's kind of like that thing, like it feels, you have the feeling of excitement. I look at everything and I'm like, oh my freaking God, there are so many things that we need to get done. And I feel like it's not enough time. So while you're feeling the excitement, I'm feeling like, I think the stress of like, I want to get things ready. Because I feel like while I can't see, if I don't see the things that are ready, like if I see what I'm seeing right now, I'm not prepared for it. I'm not ready for it. I can't have a peace of mind knowing that like, I can rest and just be and be in the weight of the baby type of thing.
Okay, so this is important. Let's talk about this. Because clearly I'm not doing a good job with this. But I would say that has been one of my focuses, is like making you feel safe. And now, we'll talk about home birth, birthing center, all that stuff, and what you need to feel safe, where you feel safest having a baby, all that stuff. But one of the things I've focused on for the last few weeks is what is making you feel settled and you feel comfortable. And I've learned that like when you're in that space, you're very like, things are good for you. And it doesn't actually matter what I think. Like, I think the clothes should be washed first, even though it's incredibly logical what I'm thinking. It doesn't matter if it's logical or not. I'm learning that if it makes you feel grounded, if it makes you feel safe, if it makes you feel comfortable, then that's the thing to do. Because ultimately, if she's the one birthing the kid, then it is our job to just create that space where she's going to feel good, because she's the one who has to do that work. So although it might not make sense to me that we need to have all these things organized, because truthfully, for the next 2.5 weeks, while this baby's just sucking on booby all the time, I'm going to be doing nothing. I'm taking paternity, and I'm going to watch baby sucking booby, and I'm going to need things to do, or I'm going to go crazy.
I think you are subestimating. Is that a word?
That's my favorite word you've used.
I think you're not really like understanding, and it's okay. You're not understanding because we have never been through that. I think you're not understanding how this like first 2 weeks is gonna be. I feel like
it's tired. It's exhausting. Baby's up. Baby's every 2 hours feeding on the booby. I'm going to be holding the baby sometimes. You're going to be holding the baby a lot of times. And it's like, while I'm doing nothing, I might as well go fold some clothes in the baby room.
I cannot wait to listen this episode back and hear your new perspective on that. I really don't think it's gonna be like,
well, now
I have nothing to do. I think you're gonna be like, holy moly, I had no idea.
I will have plenty to do, but they will be baby focused things to do. They're all gonna be baby focused, is my point. I'm not gonna be like, oh, I gotta go, work on something. No, it's all gonna be baby focused. So like everything's gonna be baby stuff. Okay. And then we're gonna have help come in. And we're gonna have mom here. And it's gonna be like, great.
Okay.
See, this is the power, guys. This is that easy right here. Because when you just have it in your mind, I'm going to look for that and I'm going to create that. And you're going to try and make me feel all stressed and tired.
I will
yes,
not.
You are. You're doing it right now.
No.
And I will not fall into your trap, lady.
Absolutely.
I will not. This is going to be fun. It's going to be amazing.
Yes.
I'm going to love it.
Yes.
It's going to be exciting.
Yeah.
I'm going to be daddy nanny all over this business. And I'm going to love it. And I'm choosing to love it.
Okay, great.
But
Let's do it.
We do not need to be hyper everything perfect. Honey, you don't even do that on your best days.
It's not everything perfect. I just want to have a space where I feel like I can relax. And our space right now does not feel like I can relax.
Yeah, there's 700 boxes everywhere that we just received.
Yeah. So that's my point.
A lot of these things, they're just going to be putting them in the closet and then we'll open them when we need them.
Not in the closet that I just organized.
Yeah, it's with the closet. Now it's open.
No.
With all that crap that was in there. Now we got space. We can stack it up. So I want to talk about the energy shift from the last few months. From it being like, I would say 6 months ago, it was like crazy. It was exciting, but it felt so far away. And now it really doesn't feel far away.
It does not feel far away.
It feels very close. And as we've gotten closer, I feel like a lot has changed within me. I feel like a lot has changed within you. Have you noticed a difference in me in the last 3 months? Nope, you're still an idiot.
I feel like you actually, like the last 3 months were harder for you than the beginning of pregnancy. I feel like the beginning of pregnancy until like 3 months ago, you were way more like excited, like trying. And then 3 months from now, I feel like it's almost like you face a more like darker phase where you're like not panic mode, but kind of like the data's getting here and I'm not figuring out things. So this
is cool.
That's the biggest change I noticed.
Thanks, honey. So no, it's great. Actually, it's cool because we're hearing the two sides of what happened. I think like the female, this is what I'm going through while I'm birthing the child thing. And then the male, like this is what I'm going through while you're birthing the child thing. And it's so similar, but so different because in the beginning, it's the telling everybody. First, it's like we get to be in the holy crap mode. That's the first like 2-3 months. And then when do you tell people?
After 3 months.
3 months. So
first trimester.
It's private. It's us talking about it. It's planning how we're going to share it with everybody. It's just excitement. It's shock.
Also a lot of nervousness.
It's
because
nerves.
You have no idea if it's going to work or not. We had a very tough beginning. So it's like, it's stressful too.
Yeah. You're in like potential miscarriage section of the whole thing. I mean, I guess every section is that, but like that's where you're high risk. And so that first 3 months is just like a whirlwind looking back on it. Then the 3 to 6 is kind of this like, what are we going to change? What are we going to do? Like, let's go dad mode, mom mode. This is so fun. And you start thinking about organizing the registry, planning a baby shower, like it's the excitement of like, we're parents. This is so cool. And then I think that 6 to 9 months is exactly in our own ways what we're experiencing, which is like, this is about to get real. Like the festivities are kind of over. There's no more like, Baby shower's done, and we're about to handle a life in like 3 weeks. And with that, for me, has come a lot of responsibility, accountability. It's also a season in my life where I've had the most breakdown in my career. I wouldn't even call it breakdown. It's like insecurity in my career. And like things are moving and just cluelessness. Where are we going to go? How are we going to do this? Blah, blah, blah. So a lot of instability at the time. So there's a lot of judgment of self. There's a lot of confusion. There's a lot of it should look this way. I should be making, it's very similar to what you're talking about, but with like prepping the house, so it's interesting to hear that like the motherly instinct is, how do I make the container that this baby's coming into prepped for me and the baby so that we feel good? And the dad mindset that I'm experiencing right now is, how do I make the everything else operating around good for me, for the baby, for my wife? It's kind of scary. It's a scary feeling as a guy, because we're also, in our situation, you're just like not going to work for a couple weeks. So 2 incomes kind of go down to 1, and 1 that isn't really much of an income right now. So it's just a weird season. So it's pretty wild, the whole experience. And it's brought up a lot of faith and trust, and can I find a way to be at peace with what is right now? And we said this the other day. We were just hanging out and saying how amazing it is that I've been able to be home for this whole thing.
Yeah.
I think a lot of dads, they're out working and doing their thing, and they've got jobs that require them to be on site from 9 to 5, and that's amazing and great. But you don't get to watch, like I've been able to watch this whole thing, like every second of it, which is crazy, except for like a little bit when you were in Brazil and I wasn't.
Yeah.
But for the most part.
What else do you feel like is shifting you?
I feel like an inevitable shift is coming. I've talked to many men since starting the process since this podcast, connecting with people about that, since we found out we were pregnant. And I think every guy has said, I think it's fair to say every single one of them has said, when you see that baby, something switches. And they all have different versions of what that looks like. You get more, more of a provider, more of a protector. You feel more, a lot of them all kind of have, there's a golden thread around, you find out what's important, and I don't think that means you just care about family and that's all you do. It's like, no, because you care about your family and you see what's important, you start taking other commitments more seriously, your health more seriously, your connection with your family and your time with your family more seriously, your time in general, what you're willing to put up with or not. I was talking to a buddy today, and he was saying with Samson, he was like, dude, you see that kid and you don't have any time for any BS from that point forward. It's like, I'm either home with my family or I'm out doing what I need to do to make my living great. And I think that's starting to kick in a little bit. For the first time, is like, it's freaking go mode. But the excitement aspect faded in the beginning. There was just like, I'm so excited and like I have this idea and that idea. That kind of went out the window real fast. And it turned into like, no. What actually needs to happen right now to push the needle forward in a way that is right for me and the family? There's just another level coming out. And I think, watching you has been so inspiring, because it's another level came out for you as well. But like, mine is, okay, how do I work on that stuff out there? And yours is, okay, how do I be with this thing in here? Whether it was becoming certified in hypnobirthing, or just choosing to rest when you normally would not, being consistent in the gym, saying no to like 12% of the sugar given to you, which I'm really proud of. Like taking it easy. which is not easy for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's
There is
inspiring.
one thing that shift that I'm really bummed about. I start snoring.
Oh, she started snoring so loud. Guys, be careful. I don't know what to say.
It was in the past month, I
She's
think.
not that cute anymore. Snores and
I hope it
farts
changed.
and it's
No,
like sounds from
come on.
everywhere, bro, that like
No.
never existed. She was like this cute little tiny thing. Now she's out here like honking and rolling over me and screaming. I'm like, what is happening? But yeah, that has been wild. Dude, the shit that goes on in this woman's body is crazy. And then her shame around it. She's like, I can't believe I'm snoring. And then you got to navigate the shame. Be like, no, honey, it's okay. It's crazy. The snoring one's wild. And it was one night. And I have this video. You can't see anything because it's dark. But I just clicked record because if you know Bia, you know she's going to wake up and go like, I didn't snore. That's not true.
I woke myself.
I never snore.
I woke myself up with my snore. It's horrible. But I swear, and I'm using mouth tape. Not even my mouth tape holds anymore.
You
It's
wake up in
really
the morning,
bad.
the mouth tape's in like 9 shreds all over her face, and she's like, it's horrible.
Because it's my nose. It's not even my mouth. It's really, really bad. But I hope that after this baby is born,
It'll go away.
yeah, it goes away. My mouth tape is my...
It's been very romantic, to say the least. But if that's the worst thing we got to deal with, I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
The snoring has been, what else has been big changes? Just a lot of like, ow, like back pain.
Yeah,
aches and
just
pains.
very uncomfortable all the time. Like I feel there's no position that I feel good. Last night I was in the bathroom 4 times during the night, just turn one side, turn to the other. I'm in a phase where I can't lay on my back anymore. I can't spend a lot of time on my right. I can only sleep on my left. That's like the optimal position for the baby to breathe, to receive oxygen type of thing. So it's like very uncomfortable.
Yeah. The other thing is the emotional aspect of things. And I do want to call this out, and maybe I'm just lucky. I probably am. But I got a pretty spicy wife in general. Like, she's Brazilian. She's
Passionate.
Right. That's a good word. So that passion has been a part of our relationship for a long time. And since we met. And I was kind of expecting, like, the guys are always like, oh, be careful, man. It gets crazy up in here. Like, be careful. They're intense. I didn't get much of that.
You're getting now.
I mean, like, you come into my office crying sometimes. And then we hug. I talk to you. We chill. You vent. And then 15 minutes later, you're fine. Enough. Okay. What does that happen a couple times?
Yeah.
There's no like, go buy me lobster rolls at 3 a.m. Like, there's been no cravings specifically.
No, yeah.
Which I don't think is, of course.
I think I had
everybody's
one
different.
day in the beginning of the pregnancy that I wanted like a watermelon lollipop, but that's it.
Yeah, and it's weird. Every day, actually, she's wanted a cheeseburger. We don't know how to fix that one. But that was
So
pre-pregnancy as well. So if anybody has any help on that one, let us know. But it's like the craving thing. Sure, you might have said like, I really want, you bought like 600 ice pops. She's like, I really want ice pops. Okay, so we had some ice pops in the house. But it was not like serious stuff like that.
No,
There was no like crazy acting out. And here's the thing. And I don't know if I played a role in this or not, but I'm going to pretend I did. I think I decided when you got pregnant, like that I just completely respect your journey and I'm excited about your journey. And I think pregnancy is amazing. And we've celebrated every step of the way and we've honored you and your body every step of the way. And I've tried to be on your team every step of the way. And if you weren't feeling something, I tried to step in and be like, okay, what are you not feeling about this? What do you not like about this? We've been very open and communicative the last few months. And because of that, I think like it's supported with the emotional regulation of this whole thing. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, definitely. Like I think you played a big role in like supporting me and having a partner. And I can't even imagine going through all of that with having a partner that it's not supportive. And by supportive, I mean like you were there for me all the time. You were emotionally there for me. You were physically there for me. And I think I have someone that it's very emotionally intelligent, and someone that has the ability to have conversations and not be emotional about, and be like very calm and peaceful. So I think I'm very lucky in that sense. So you definitely play a big role, and I can't even imagine women who don't have that.
I do think, and I'll just plug it because I think it's important. I think, being in the world that we're in with personal development and mindset and everything, everybody's like, not everybody. There's a lot of like, why do you do that work? Why is it important? Like, you're good. Why are you always trying to work on yourself thing? I think we've dealt with that quite a bit in our lives.
Yeah.
And these are the moments when I'm like, that's why.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think you can, I mean, maybe you can, but like not taking any time to work on yourself, to better understand who you are. The more I do it, the more I realize I have to work on. So it's not like, oh my God, I'm healed. It's a constant ongoing journey of knowing thyself, right? And like that's been happening for the last 10 years, very consciously, very regularly. And it's been a priority in my life. I think I've always kind of had a vision that when I have a kid, that's part of why I'm doing this, because I don't want to pass on things that I'm holding that I don't like about me, that I want to work through, whatever. I don't want to pass that on to my kid. There's always been that in the back of my head. But now, really looking at what's happened here, I do feel like what you're saying is a fair assessment, that I've been able to approach a lot of tough conversations. We've been able to have really good communication. I've been able to be present. These are all things that I learned over years of better understanding me. Mm-hmm. And the same thing is the other way around. Like, because we're able to communicate and connect and whatever, it's because you've always been working on you. So I do want to say, for anyone listening who isn't in pregnancy right now, and you're thinking about it, or you're just listening to this for like down the road or whatever, when you do meet somebody, you working on yourself will not be in vain.
Yeah.
It will always pay back in some way. Mm-hmm. And I do want to say to people now, like, now that I'm in this process, why are you putting so much time on working on yourself? Because I'm able to have an amazing, incredible journey with my wife as she gets pregnant, partially, if not mostly, because of how connected we are able to be because of the work we've done and continue to do every day. Yeah. And this has been, oh man, talk about work. This has been such a growth experience for both of us, for sure. Mm-hmm. Humbling as hell. But yeah, I mean, I just want to plug that in there, that's why it's important to continue to work on yourself, to continue to ask the hard questions in life, to continue to know thyself and understand who you are, and the things in you that need to be looked at and explored, because that is what ultimately allows us to show up for the people that we love the way we want to show up.
Yeah, and I think that's important to say, that doesn't mean that we don't have arguments and we don't have moments.
It's actually the opposite.
We literally had last week, like,
one of the bigger ones in a while.
Yeah. And I think
which was totally her fault. So
absolutely. And the reason I think it's that we have a great relationship is because we are able to communicate and to work through these things. And we are still working through it, right? We are not 100% worked through it. But I think that's what makes our relationship really deep and successful.
Yeah. It is cool to say our relationship is successful. I think that's really fair to say right now. And the more that I spend time connecting with other people about relationship, and the more time I spend connecting with you, I'm like, this is pretty impressive. Because I don't think I do want to own that. I think it is pretty impressive what we're doing.
I agree. I think we have an amazing relationship.
Yeah. Like our ability to just, this thing we were talking about last week, like it was heavy, it was hard. We had two very strong opposing opinions. And even the fact that like we just came to the conclusion that we're not able to like find common ground on certain parts of it. So we're going to get support. Like we're literally getting help. And I think that if I look at myself, that's one of the things I'd say I'm most proud of and how I'm showing up lately in my life is I'm not just going to keep slamming my head into the wall because I want to figure it out myself. Like invest the time, invest the money, invest the energy, invest the attention to get clear and fix things, So like we're going to get an outside support system. And I always thought when I was younger, like that means you've got problems. That means you're broken. The more that what are we coming up on 6 years?
Yep.
The longer we're in this, it's actually the successful couples are the ones that can manage problems, manage challenges. It's not the people who never have an issue. It may look like they never have an issue because there's so much respect with each other that the way they even argue or have disagreement is respectful. And I don't think, even in our own house, it is very rare that it gets to a point where it's just like attack or blow up. There's too much communication, too much openness, too much support, too much respect, too much love that prevents any blow ups generally from happening. Not to say they don't, and not to say it's because we're so good and so perfect. It's only because we consistently are communicating and practicing that, I think. And most importantly, working on ourselves always independently.
It's going to be interesting, though, when we add a person.
Bring it on, man. It's going to whoop our ass for sure.
It's probably going to change the dynamic of us. And we will need a new adaptation process for it, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And like we were at church recently and listened to a couple talk about their relationship. And I was saying to Bia, I feel so grateful because some of the things this couple was married 40 years, I think.
40, 45 years, something like that.
A successful, beautiful marriage, they say. I don't know them, but that was what was talked about. And they were spoken really highly of. And as they were talking, I was like, yeah, that is us. Like, that's how we show up. That's how we communicate.
Yeah.
Like we're doing these things that a seasoned couple is doing 35 years ahead of us.
Yeah.
And that brought a lot of peace, not to say that what they're doing is right or wrong, but just to hear that a couple who has been able to work through having a child and a tough pregnancy, from what I recall her saying, and then like building a life together, both entrepreneurs, a lot of similarities, and that a lot of the things they were saying, we were like, yep, that's how we operate now, not how we will operate in 30 years when we figure out our stuff. Like we're doing that today. And this is something I did want to mention today, which is like, there's a humility happening or a humbling happening with this process, that because some things have to be spoken about and harder conversations need to be had, we're just doing the things that I think when we started our relationship, we were probably better at, because it was like new and we were like really diligent about making time together and open communication and whatever. And that was just because it was new and it was fun. But we're being really solid with doing the things that should be done in order to have a solid relationship. The things that I think after a couple of years, some people just start to slack off on, we're really doing it.
Like examples.
Like just time together and talking. We've been really, I know it sounds crazy, but I think a lot of couples just end up operating and traveling and doing it, and they don't have time to just sit and check in. And like we literally just got back from what we call the Babymoon for 2 days, where literally for 2 days, the entire thing, like no phones, no nothing. It was sit and it was talk about the future, about what we're up to, about what we're scared of, about what we need for the birth, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, we talk about birthing, we talk about postpartum, we talk about our connection, we talk about do's and don'ts.
Mm-hmm. So we did that. I think just like support around health. Like I think at some point, couples are like, let's work out together. And then they go their separate ways and everybody's schedules are different, of course. And we have the blessing of kind of being open with our schedule right now, but we've made it a priority to like support each other's health goals. Mm-hmm. Whether it be like, oh, I'm doing 75 hard this month, or it's like, I just want to get to the gym every day, or I want to eat healthier, or I want to get the sugar out of the house, or whatever it is. We've been very supportive of each other's goals with that. I think we've had hard conversations. Mm-hmm. Communication is freaking everything. And we've had hard conversations lately about some really serious topics, tough stuff, things that would create a lot of resentment and frustration. And then one thing that I think is huge is like just the practice of confronting the stuff that's internal, especially for men. Like I think you do a good job mostly when you're feeling something that you like speak up about it. That's hard for me, always has been. And we've been like sitting down and bringing that like, hey, here's what I'm feeling. Maybe I don't have an answer as to why, maybe like whatever, but I'm just sharing it. And I think that that's pretty kick-ass. Mm-hmm. That's I think a couple of examples.
Yeah.
And then also like the separating of needs, like, I need to sit down, lay down, watch TV, watch 13 series in one day. I need to do that. And I'm like, I need to not do that. I need to go work on something else, or I need to just go for a walk or whatever. And being okay with the individuation of, I think is the word. Is that Figgy moving right now? Mm-hmm. Whoa. That's crazy too. Seeing the baby move is wild. Oh my gosh. I don't know if that's on camera, but it's happening. Like the individuation, like you need this thing, I need this thing, and it's okay that we need separate things at separate times or at the same time, and we could just kind of go and give each other what each other needs while supporting the other one while they go through their process. So I think that that's been huge too.
Mm-hmm. So we talk about Babymoon. We did our Babymoon. Mm-hmm. Can you share more about this and why it was important?
Dudes, do this. Do this.
Wow. He's saying that. I didn't think he would say that.
Yeah. I mean, listen, it's a little annoying for sure.
Why?
It's a lot of talking. And it's like, in my opinion, but you can
to fit in 2 days.
I understand. But also, yes, maybe it's like a week-long thing that you do, which would be cooler. And you like sprinkle in the conversations. But we did like a, whiteboard type of thing. We didn't bring a whiteboard, but like we sat and we worked it out. I think there's certain things that Bia was like, let's talk about this. And I'm like, we don't know till we get there. Why are we talking about this? But I do eat my words a little bit. And I think talking about it, some of the things, I mean, I want to give examples so that they understand. I don't really remember, but some of the things felt like we can't talk about this right now, like until it happens, What are some examples of that?
I don't know.
You had 18,000 questions and you can't remember one?
Oh, I remember questions. I don't remember which ones are your...
Rattle some off.
What type of boundaries should we have with visitors?
That was literally the only one I can remember right now.
Okay, sure. What do we do in case I have postpartum depression?
Yes.
And how do you support me?
Yes.
And how do you approach the
That was actually a really important one to talk about. Yeah, because like even that, and one that we didn't fully dive into yet, but I really want to dive into, by the way. I was thinking about this earlier. Like in the moments during the birth, Bia wants to do a natural birth. She's really committed to that. In the moment where inevitably, because she's not great with pain in recent years, she just doesn't like pain. She's already kind of talking about like, oh, I'm scared of the pain. I don't want the pain. And we're already having conversation about like, no, we want the pain. We're receiving the pain. We love the pain because the pain means we get this beautiful gift on the other side of it. And when she's screaming, take me to the hospital, as she's laying in a bed without an epidural and choking me out.
I don't think I will, but
how do I manage that situation? And having those really clear conversations beforehand, let you, dad, be the stable figure when the moment comes, when she's not in her logical brain anymore. She's in her mammalian brain or whatever, like the part of our brain that's in birth mode, which is not like tapped into all the, I remember this tool and that tool. It's like, no, you need to know the tools. And that's one of the things B has been asking me to do. And I've been doing quite a lot of research on things like, what vaccines are we going to do, not do? What things are we going to take on versus not take on, like structural things, health insurance, all that stuff. But a lot of this stuff is like, I need to learn the birthing process. I need to learn the stages. I need to learn the breathing patterns. I need to learn a lot of stuff so that when she turns that thinking, logical mind off, which she will have to do to feel present and peaceful, I can handle bringing those things to her. Like, hey, don't forget this breathing pattern. I think those things we still have a little more talking to do.
Yeah.
But man, walking through like that, do we want family coming right after, or later, or how many people at a time? Do we want, how do we want to handle waking up at night, right? Like the baby, that's one of the things where I was like, I don't know. As of right now, I think like to a certain extent, yes, I will wake up the first few nights and be present with you. But once you get a flow of things, I think it makes sense that you're going to be waking up every 2 hours anyways. Why don't I like try and rest while I can so I can be up with the kid in the morning, ready to rock with some energy. So exploring that. And I'm like, I'd like to say that that's what I'd like, but who knows? Maybe I do need to just get up. And I've heard so many different versions of this. Yeah. I need to get up and I need to do the diaper change because you're tired and whatever. And I think we're going to figure that out. So there's some things that you can talk about and give your perspective. But again, then it happens and it might change. But it's nice to know where people stand from the start. Mm-hmm. And I think that's where, don't be too, I know what I'm doing or I got this in your like hot stuffness. Don't be too in it to humbly ask those questions and explore those things together because it makes a big difference. And I think we feel much more grounded after that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think another beautiful thing about the Babymoon is like taking the intentional time to shift into it's happening. I feel like a lot of people, they do the Babymoon much earlier as a way to connect with your partner, celebrate having the baby. I think a lot of people use the Babymoon to talk about the stuff. But I think the way that we use ours very intentionally was to like create the shift into like it's about to happen because we also left for last minute. But I think a great experience we had, which was the horse experience, also gave me clarity. We did a horse therapy there, and I did not know what to expect. I went there literally. I was with the horse and had no idea what to do or what would the experience be. But something that I learned from that experience was that what I need the most from you is to just be there with me, be present with me and be the strong, steady presence that I will probably need in that moment. Like knowing that you're not going anywhere, that you're going to be there with me the whole time and you got me and, And I think before that experience, I was still like not sure of what I'm going to need from you in the birth experience. And it might shift because I have not had a birth experience before. And each birth experience is different. So that not to say that my next birth experience, if I have another one, it's going to be the same. But I feel like
I'm sure all four of them will be different.
Yeah, sure. Let's see. And I feel much more clear now. And I think it was a very important shift for us, like having a Babymoon and having that intentional time. And I think was very quick, was a 2-day thing for us. Usually people do a little longer, but it was so special and so valuable.
Great memories. Yeah. So if you don't know what Babymoon is, I'm sure you're starting to understand. But most people do it earlier on because they go on like a nice vacation. They get all cute. and they like they make it about the couple. And
it is.
And it is about the couple. And what I found, like this, I agree, this timing was perfect. Although, if you want to travel like via plane, it's probably got to be a little earlier because we did it at 35 and a half weeks. And you can't really travel that late. But it was a 30-minute drive from home. And I think have everything taken care of. If you can financially swing it to go to like a nice resort, or a place where like things are handled. Maybe that's not your speed, but if you go to like an Airbnb in the woods or something and like everything's kind of taken care of, you shouldn't be, unless you love cooking together, just like make the full focus you two and your mental and emotional journey together. Mm-hmm. So there was a little bit of, we talked slightly about our personal journeys together, what we love about each other, what we loved about the birthing or the pregnancy, and what we're going to miss most, what we're most excited for. Like we had those conversations, but we also had logistical, really important conversations without distraction about, the harder questions like we were just saying. But to be able to sit with that for a couple hours, like we were in the pool just floating around, and like we'd say one thing and then we'd go down this long conversation about God knows what, and then we'd come back and we'd look at, and I think the ability to just have a full day without any schedule or worries or whatever, and not pack it with tours and seeing a place. It's not traveling, it's true vacation.
Yeah.
And doing it this close to birth, I agree, it was really important.
So what do you think were the most important questions and conversations that we have had before this baby being born? So like definitely we had a lot of great questions during the Babymoon, but we also had other important conversations and alignments that we need to go through during pregnancy before this baby is born. What do you think it's?
I would say, number one, what type of birth experience do you want is probably the most important. And it starts with you answering that question. And then I get to chime in about what feels good for me and whatnot. So it was birth experience. I think beliefs around like vaccination and hospitalization and just like health stuff, understanding like, because that has to be decisions made by us collectively. So making sure we're on the same page. I think most couples generally find themselves on the same page, but some don't. And those are intense conversations. I think the question of like, what does support look like from me, number one, and you to me, like both ways during this process, specifically during the birth. And then what does support look like from others? What do we need? Answering those questions were really important. I think one of the questions was like, what do I need to feel okay postpartum? And what do you need to feel okay? And getting clear on like what your partner needs. And of course that may change as time goes, but just remembering like I was laying out, like I need some time each day to just go move my body. Like I need to exercise each day. It's a non-negotiable. I got to find the time to do it. Maybe not the first day after birth or the second day after birth, but soon thereafter, I got to get back in a flow. What other big ones?
I think like in the case of an emergency, like what we do, like how, what decisions do we need to make? And like, how can you be an advocate for me in the birthing process if something like that happens? Or, I think conversations about like values. And I think this is for us was easier because it's, it's part of our work. So it's something that we
talk about
all the time. So we are very clear in what's important for each other. But I think a lot of couples, when they get into the moment, they're like, they start to notice that they have different values and different beliefs around some important stuff that they just didn't talk about it before. And I think that building a family and bringing another human brings this up. So like, what do you think about the school system? What do we think about vaccination, as you said? What do we think about how the baby should be born. You know, we are talking about, and I think this should be a whole new episode on our decision of doing home birth or doing birthing center or doing the hospital. Like, these are big decisions. And, you know, although, yes, usually it's the women who have a bigger saying on that. But for me, it's not, because if you're not 100%, I won't be 100%. So we both need each other in the same page. So I feel like there are a lot of questions on the postpartum as well, and the connection with each other, and how can we continue to be connected even after the baby is born. I think these are, and you know what? We will see what happened after, if the conversations were really valuable and if things are not shifting. But I have a strong belief that all the conversation and all the things that we had to navigate it before will add so much in our relationship and how we're bringing this baby.
Yeah. Yeah. I think communication, exploration, understanding each other's values and needs, wants, desires has made all the difference.
Understanding each other's fears.
Yeah. That's a big one.
Mm-hmm.
What are you most scared of? That was one of the questions that we explored together. It's just like, what are you scared of with the birth? And then B, like postpartum, and then C, parenting. Yeah. And a lot of like the fears that we had were surrounded around our relationship with each other and being best friends, and how there's this little nugget coming in to like kind of get in the way of that. And you know, like a lot of the things that men need get taken away during pregnancy because your full focus and attention is on that baby. But also a lot of the needs for men that are there normally get, you know, they're gone during that season because they're so focused on the kid and so focused on that, and just not making a habit of disconnecting, you know, from all the things that are a priority. There's so much that goes into like that shift from, okay, it's our baby in our arms for the first 2 weeks, to like, okay, we're still a couple and we have a marriage, and this was here before the kid ever came in. So having those conversations of what that looks like to the best of your ability. So I think the answer is communication.
Yeah.
Just exploring. You know, I'd love to put a list.
I think intentionality and communication, you
know.
Yeah.
I'd love to put a list of the questions that we explored together.
Yeah, we can.
For people, we could put them in the show notes or something.
We can do that.
So that people can, you know, bring them with them, and maybe we do a whole episode on like those questions and just going through them together or something. I don't know, but yeah, it's been a really beautiful last few months. We got a big old belly here.
I'm very, very excited and moving and nonstop baby.
Jeez.
Just like his dad or her dad.
Yeah. I do want to do, you know, a conversation of all the things we've learned about this process soon. Like, I'm not saying what we think is right, but man, the amount of research and figuring things out that you just get when you start pregnancy, and the amount of couples I've talked to who have had kids and they don't know some of the things we're finding out. I think we're just kind of addicted to, like, we've really been hunting down these answers, and we've both had the space to do so. So yeah, it's been amazing. I'd love to chat about that too on a coming episode, but this was fun.
I think next episode should be about home birth, free birth, assisted birth, birthing center, hospital, and our take into why we decided to change our birth plan at 35 weeks.
Yeah. We'll tell you guys what we're doing. But yeah, I think that would be a really powerful conversation for the men listening. Dude, there's so much that we play a role in. It's such a huge role, no matter if you're a hospital, birthing center, free birth, whatever it looks like. You are so important to that process. And obviously the woman is the most important. And there's so much that she has to take into consideration. So I'd like to look at it from both ends. What's important? How do you support your partner with making that decision? All that. Maybe we'll catch that on the next episode. What do we think?
Yes,
it's a great idea. We love you guys. Thank you for jumping in and giving us your ear. We hope that we provided some value. Honestly, today doesn't feel like a whole lot of value, and more just like we want to catch everybody up on what's been going on. It's been 3 months since, we were doing this pretty regularly, and we're going to get back to regularly. Yeah. We're going to try and push it forward before the pregnancy, and then right after pregnancy, like just get chatting. Maybe we'll do one from our bed. That'd be fun.
With the baby?
With the baby in bed with us. That'd be so cute.
I will probably be going through a lot of more emotions than now.
Super emotional one. All right. So we'll see you on the next one. Thank you guys for listening. We'll see you next time.